Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing, man? Antonelli here.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How we doing? Matt Antonelli here. Today, we're gonna get back into some baseball stuff. I've been doing a lot of Road to the Show. I've been doing a lot of answering questions, and we've had a little bit of a break here, baseball-wise. We still have some Antonelli baseball fall ball going on, but I haven't done a ton of instructional stuff lately, and so I want to get back into it because somebody recently sent me this video of Cody Bellinger, and he's on deck, and he's going through some feel stuff right here. And we talk a lot about different ways to create a feel for something that you're trying to do in the swing. And so you can see Bellinger here, he's just kind of going through these swings where he's really working the lead arm up, the rear arm works under, and you can see he never rolls his wrists, right? He's keeping that top hand palm up all the way through, and it's this really exaggerated high finish. And so I want to talk a little bit. I've gotten some questions. I think this has probably been, I'm assuming, floating around Instagram or Twitter, or one of those. And people have been asking me to comment on this. You know, my thoughts on it. What is Bellinger trying to accomplish when he's doing these field type things in the on-deck circle? So let's talk really quickly, and I'm not going to go super in depth with it because I've talked a lot about, path and what we're trying to accomplish. But I do think if we're going to talk about this, we do have to talk very quickly about the type of path as a hitter that you're trying to create. I think it's, ultimately it's the most important thing, all right? And so when we're talking about path, we're talking about a barrel that's going to be turned up into the ball because the ball is going to be pitched slightly downhill, right? The pitcher standing on an elevated mound, he's throwing the ball overhand to a batter that's squatted. And so every ball is going to be thrown downhill. Now, if I want to give myself the best chance to square that ball up and to impact it squarely, well, then I've got to turn the barrel up into that ball so I'm on the same path. Okay, so to keep it as simple as possible, and if you want me to get more in depth, just go to some more other videos in our hitting playlist. We talk a lot about, what we're trying to accomplish with our path and why we're doing so. All right, but quickly, again, we're just trying to get on the same plane as the pitch, so we're going to be swinging slightly up. And then, we'll talk directionally. When you swing slightly up, your swing is typically going to work from the inside out, and so you're going to have really good direction. You're going to cover the hitting zone. So with that in mind, how do we do that? How do we get the barrel to work slightly up? How do we stay on the right path? And how do we work from the inside? Well, a couple things have to happen. And here are some of the keys that we talk about. One thing that we talk about is that we're trying to get the knob to work up. Okay? And so one thing that you'll see a lot of young players do, a little bit more of like an old school approach, is that kind of knob to the ball. Well, the barrel of the bat is going to follow the knob. And so if you take the knob and you just kind of go down and out with the knob, well, then the barrel is typically going to do the same thing. And so your barrel is going to be really steep to the zone, and instead of getting on path with the pitch, you're going to be down through the pitch too much. And so if you've got a ball that's being thrown slightly down and you've got a swing that's coming down, you can see how that intersection point is really, really small. And if I'm trying to square the ball up, I'm trying to impact it squarely, well, it's tough to do so. And then if I want to drive a line drive, right, I want to hit a ball on a line. Well, it doesn't make much sense to swing down and be steep on a ball when I'm trying to impact it and get it a little bit more in the air on a line, okay? And so I want to get the barrel to turn up. And again, the way that I get the barrel to turn up into the ball is I've got to get my knob turned up. And so this move right here where he's taking the knob and he's not going down and out to the ball, but he's turning the knob up, so you can see the knob. If we just kind of follow the knob here, the knob is going to work like this. It's going to start to work like that. And when the knob starts to turn up, the barrel starts to turn up, right? And so if we just follow the barrel, you can see again, I turn the knob up deep back here. the barrel is going to start to work back and down so that it can do this, and then it's going to start to work up through the ball. So that's one way to think of it, right? Controlling the knob. What are we doing with the knob of the bat? And really paying attention to what the knob is doing. Now, at the same time, when you start to make that turn of the knob and you start to get the knob to work up, again, another way to think about that is trying to get palm up, palm down with my hands. And so when that knob starts to work up, the rear hand, or the top hand on the rear arm, so that top hand starts to get palm up. And the bottom hand starts to get palm down, right? So right here, he's palm up, palm down. And the longer I stay, the quicker I'm able to get palm up, palm down, and the longer I'm able to stay palm up, palm down, well, that barrel is able to stay on that path, and you're able to stay through the ball. And so it's an exaggerated feel, but he's really thinking about getting palm up, palm down, staying palm up, palm down. You can see he never rolls his wrists over. And these feels, again, are about exaggerated moves. So another thing you can look at, and again, these all go together, whether it's turning the knob up or getting palm up, palm down. The other one is, if you think about the way that the actual arms are going to work, the lead arm is going to work up, right? And the rear arm is going to work under. So if you think about this relation between the arms, and then just think about connecting those two arms across his chest, watch how as he starts to turn and get the knob up, those arms, the relationship between those arms stays relatively the same. As this rear arm works under, the lead arm's got to work up. So rear arm works under, lead arm works up. And again, that action, you put that together, I turn the knob, I'm getting palm up, palm down. My lead arm's working up, my rear arm's working under. Those all go together to create a path that's going to be slightly up and from the inside. Again, the opposites, and some of more of the old school approach, again, is the opposite of that. So typically, coaches that talk a lot about staying on top of the ball and swinging down to the ball, they'll teach the exact opposite. They'll teach knob down to the ball. They'll teach lead arm down to the ball. And when you start getting all of this knob down, lead arm down, it creates a path that's really, really steep and really, really down, right? And again, I don't want this video so much to be about why a down path is bad and up path is good, although I've talked about it a little bit, but go into our other videos and you can, really see us go in depth. But I just want to show you, why he's trying to create these type of feels in his swing. And although this is very exaggerated, when you're able to do this for a little bit here in the on-deck circle, just to kind of key yourself, right? You're just trying to kind of key the body to make some of these moves. And then when he gets into the game, the moves are not this exaggerated, they're not this big, but those moves are in there. And he's able to take it into the game. And you'll see all different hitters, right? They do all types of different things. And there's definitely players, you watch, there's some players that do the opposite. And some players, like I've talked a lot about feel and real and how sometimes they're not the same. And I've seen some players, like I've played with guys that would do the opposite. They would, like, in their practice swing, they would swing straight, like literally straight down, right? They would take the knob straight down like this. And their barrel would go straight down. And then they'd get into the batter's box and they'd take a swing and they wouldn't do that anymore. But for some reason, that action, that feeling of doing that caused them or helped them to create the path that they wanted. So for Bellinger, he has found, and you get this through trial and error and just messing around with things, he has clearly found that making this exaggerated move helps him with his game swing, to create the type of game swing that he wants. And maybe this move right here doesn't do it for you. Maybe it's something else. But it's key to find something that you can do to, again, key your body to make those movements, to kind of lock you in, so that when you get into the batter's box, right, you're not going to be able to think about doing these things. It's got to kind of just be second nature. It's got to take over. You're only really going to be able to think about seeing the ball and hitting it. And so find something that helps, find a feel that you can do, something like this, that's going to create, kind of prime your body or key your body to be able to make those moves, or the moves that you want once you get into the batter's box. So hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if you have any more questions. If you guys have any more videos, this is pretty cool. Keep sending them over. I'll check them out. I'll try to help you out and shoot them online. So thanks again. Share with all your friends. Give it a thumbs up. Go check out all our other videos. Been doing a lot of Road to the Show lately. It's kind of my new favorite game. And I've been answering a lot of questions over there as well. So go check all that stuff out, and we'll talk to you later.